Capital Radio,
92 to 95 FM.
and 810 medium wave.
BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Good Morning Scotland. It's 24 minutes to 9 now, so it seems the invitation is back on the table.
I have today been able to convey Her Majesty the Queen's hope that President Trump and the First Lady would pay a state visit to the United Kingdom later this year, and I'm delighted that the President has accepted that invitation.
The BBC has learned that Downing Street is in discussion with the White House over plans to bring the US President to the UK for his first official state visit. Details are expected to be unveiled within the next 48 hours, but it's understood they'll include plans for a state banquet in his honour at Buckingham Palace.
When the prospect was first floated, more than 1 million people signed up to a petition urging the UK government to withdraw the invitation. But the Prime Minister insisted the UK had to look to the long term and promote good relations with a hugely important ally. The Shadow Attorney General, Shami Chakrabarti, unimpressed with her response.
That sounds like appeasement to me. The world is in a very precarious situation at the moment, and we will not make this world safer or fairer by appeasing bullies like Mr. Trump.
Well, let's speak to Erol Morkoc, who is with Republicans Overseas Scotland. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And thanks for joining us. What's your reaction to this invitation?
Well, I think it's wonderful. I think that, the United States and Great Britain have one of the longest and most storied relationships, and it's pretty much custom between our two countries to extend these sort of diplomatic honors to each other. The one thing that I would like to highlight is the economic connection that our two countries have. That this kind of state visit is really key. The U.S. is the largest export market for the U.K. outside of the EU, with 112 billion pounds of goods and services imported and 70 billion pounds of goods and services exported with the United States. And the largest source of foreign direct investment in the United States is the UK, with the United States as the second largest source of foreign direct investment in the UK.
Well, clearly they are important allies, the two countries, but a lot of people cannot separate America from the president himself, and given how controversial he's been, are you concerned that we'll see protests like we did the last time he was here?
Oh, I guarantee we'll see protests. That's a given. But I think that Donald Trump has the support of plenty of rational adults here in the UK, not just Leave voters, although 52% of them did choose to leave the EU. So I would wager there's quite a lot of individuals in London who will not be floating ridiculous balloons around in the street while they revel in their self-congratulatory pity party. I think a lot of people are going to be welcoming him, but you're not going to see those people in the streets.
So you believe that if we do see protests, these people are in a minority in this country?
Well, not only they're in a minority, but, as the loudest voices are usually not. My experience at UC Berkeley, for example. Keep in mind, this is international diplomacy, not a private social club where PC malcontents get to dictate the terms of global interactions to the elected leaders of foreign nations. So, their voice should be heard, and that's one of the great things about Western civilization, that they're welcome to go out there. But it doesn't really make much of an effect. They're a minority in the sense of people who understand what is going on.
But some people are genuinely very angry with the way the president behaves, the language that he's used in the past, etc. They will obviously want to make sure that their voice is heard at this time.
Yeah, and I think Donald Trump especially would welcome anybody to have their voice heard. I would quote your defense minister, Tobias Ellwood, who said that the special relationship matters and is greater than any one individual, however controversial. So yes, they can be, disappointed perhaps with his words, but he's not their president. And the UK welcomes leaders from all around the world, from different cultures and different walks of life with different beliefs. And that's part of being an adult international diplomacy. So they're welcome to go out there with their signs and balloons and protests and enjoy themselves if they want, but that doesn't trump the, no pun intended, special relationship that our two countries had. Well, keep in mind, his predecessors, Barack Obama and George W. Bush, both made formal trips, with Obama even giving a speech to the MDs at Westminster Hall in 2011.
Well, I was going to ask you about that, because obviously that has been extended to presidents in the past. In terms of the symbolism of this, there was some questioning of whether that should have happened the last time that Donald Trump was here, and no doubt that discussion will happen again. Do you believe that he should be extended that courtesy?
Oh, absolutely. I believe that the Speaker Berkow, he was quoted as saying that it's not an automatic right, but an earned honor. Well, if it's an earned honor, then Donald Trump is the democratically elected president of the United States and represents the will of the American people.
But would it be a snub if they said no to him doing that?
Oh, it would be a tremendous snub, especially because, it's saying that the American people themselves are too dishonorable to be worthy of welcome, which is a sad day when our brothers and sisters who we saved Western civilization with are now trying to turn their backs in the need of petty grandstanding. I mean, Trump might be coming around D-Day, which would be a tremendous moment for our nation. It would be a huge disrespect. 156,000 British, American, Canadian soldiers were the tip of the spear into the heart of Nazi Germany that saved freedom-loving people around the world. And the idea that the President of the United States wouldn't be welcome to speak in the British Parliament is just beyond disrespectful.
Well, we'll see what happens as regards that visit. Erol Morkoc, who is with Republicans Overseas Scotland, thank you. It's 19 minutes to 9.
It's time to